Hello guys, Elvis here, and as promised, I am continuing the series of Genshin Impact Redesign. If you didn't see the first episode, please check it out. I'm leaving the link in the description so you can easily follow it. If you like my series, please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And overall, let's just begin. Alright, so in today's episode, I will be redesigning Lumine because obviously I told you guys that I will redesign both twins. But a reminder that the travelers, the prince and princess of the abyss, I will redesign way later when we will find out more about their lore. Because, well, we don't know much about them yet. At least I don't know much about them because I'm still not way too far in the plot. Personally, I main Lumine, so basically saying I am playing as Lumine. So I observed her design very closely, and some of those traits that Mihoyo gave her do piss me off a bit. Like, for example, the main issues for me in designs of Mihoyo is how they, for one, whitewash their characters. For two, they sexualize their characters, mainly females. And for three, they give a lot of characters baby faces, which also gives me a bit of an ick. So I will be getting rid of that. Yeah. But anyway, back to Lumine and her design. For me, I experimented a bit with your hairstyle. I really wanted to keep it short, so I still gave her a short hairstyle. But I gave her two tiny braids in the front, just like by Ether. Also, in my opinion, she just like Ether lacked some armor, so I gave her some armor. Mainly, I based her armor off Valkyrias. Probably you know about them, but if you not, excuse me, don't. Valkyrias come from Norse mythology, and they are one of a host of female figures who guide souls of the dead to the god Odin's Valhalla. Basically, they look like female warriors, but are like, I don't know, uh, they are beings who lead the souls of the warriors like to Odin's uh, hall. I don't know. Basically, they come from Norse mythology, and I really liked their armor, so I referenced Lumine's armor of them. Also, I gave her more star-like details because, just like her brother, they are related to the stars, and I thought it will be appropriate to give them both star-like details. Even though I do struggle with them, as you see, because I don't know, my hand tends to tremble when I draw, so such details are difficult for me to draw. But I'm practicing, and I think I will get better soon. Yeah. So, uh, just like with Ether, I struggled with her belt. Because I really wanted to make it alike to Ether's. Well, after all, they are twins. So yeah, but here I was more successful with the star and didn't struggle as long, but still I did struggle. So um, anyway, as I finished her belt, I gave her also a tiny bag because, well, you do need a bag while traveling. I know I forgot to give it to Ether, but let's pretend his bag is on his bed. I also gave her a long blue skirt But don't worry, beneath it are pants. Well, armor pants. I don't know how to call them, but she has also armor on her legs. So yeah, just like by her brother. Might ask that why would I give her a dress if I could give her some pants, but honestly, Lumine gives me off girl boss vibes. Do I pronounce it right? Girl boss, yeah. Like I feel like she's strong-willed. She's very powerful woman, but at the same time, she's quite feminine. And I personally do love a strong feminine woman. So I decided that a dress would be appropriate, but of course, for comfortability, I guess, I hope I pronounce it right, she wears pants beneath her skirt. I tried making her a lighter ether, but also different from him because, after all, even if they are twins, they still are quite different from each other. I used mostly squares for her design, just like I used them in Ether's design, but still, I also mixed in other shapes. Um, Also, I changed the shape of her flower. I know she wears the Intevat flower from Hyenria. I hope I pronounced it right. And I gave her flower the shape of a rose because blue roses symbolize mystery, the unattainable, and uniqueness, often representing good fortune and protection in some cultures. So I decided that a shape of a rose, of a blue rose, will be very appropriate for her design. Maybe I'm wrong, but in my opinion, it's nice. And I know someone might yap about it that I gave her some muscles, but obviously, when I remember how she climbs huge mountains and fights different monsters, I know for sure that she needs to have muscles. Because how can you do difficult physical activities if you don't have muscles like at all? It's biologically impossible. So yeah, you're pretty much in the wrong here. Um, Also, just like by Ether, I gave her tan skin because obviously, just like I explained before, it is impossible to remain extremely pale while you travel around on the sun because your skin is exposed to sunlight, and by biology, our skin will produce melanin, and to protect us from sunlight, because if it doesn't, we get sunburned, which is quite dangerous for our health, for the health of our skin. And that's why it's it isn't logical to assume that a white person who is exposed to light will remain extremely pale. Like, your skin has to produce melanin. Of course, there are cases when your skin doesn't produce enough melanin. For example, if you are Northern European, I hope I pronounced it right, I'm so sorry. Or you have a pathology like, for example, albinism. Then you are extremely sensitive to sunlight and should play things safe and apply sunscreen, or I don't know, try to avoid sunlight because otherwise you might get hurt. Also, I gave her some scars because, well, just as I said, if you fight different enemies, or I don't know, beasts monsters, it's quite impossible to not get hurt. And obviously, wounds, well, deep wounds leave scars. So, of course, I gave her some scars just like by ether. Well, they aren't on the same spots like by ether, but she also has scars. Other than that, I tried to give Lumine more of a confident personality, and I tried to show that in my art, using her expression. I don't know how to pronounce it or how to formulate it, but honestly, when I look at the official art of both Lumine and Ether, they barely show any like emotion or personality. I know that we as a player are molding their personality, you can say it like that. Like we have the choice, like which responses the twin, the chosen twin is giving, and like I know that their personality is basically in our hands, but um, overall they still have to show some kind of emotions. Like for example, uh, the means official art, when I look at her, she really looks quite monotone without like a soul. I don't know, I look into her eyes and I'm like, oh my god, this woman is dead inside. Like I get it, she lost her twin, her only like family, but still, girl, please show some kind of emotions. Like I don't know, it scares me. And also, I have noticed that uh, throughout the plot in Genshin, uh, one or another twin, depending which one you pick, is losing their enthusiasm, I guess, because, for example, when we are in Mondstadt, they are ready to help anyone who needs that help. But as time goes by, they become more, I don't know, selfish because they try to avoid helping others, like they just want to mind their own business. But I guess others can't just solve their problems on their own and desperately need the help of the traveler, which does seem to annoy the traveler. After all, they just want to find their brother or sister, yet again depending on the twin which you choose, and they don't want to like mm, help others because they know that as a result they won't get any information on their twin. After all, they were already in Mondstadt and they were already in Liu, for example, where they had their enthusiasm a bit. And when they came to Inazuma, they already showed their, I don't know how to call it, attitude. I think attitude. And obviously, you can understand them because they help others and they don't do anything in return. Obviously, you don't do things, good things for others just to get something in return, but you can understand the traveler because they are desperate to find their only family. They hope someone knows about them, at least something, and they don't get any answers. And obviously, they get angry because, well, I'm helping you guys and you just fuck me over. So yes, it isn't nice because the traveler is risking their own life to help the people, and as a result, they don't get anything for it. Just, oh yeah, thank you for helping us. Yeah, we will just hang up the poster of your lost twin, and maybe someone will find them. We don't know. Ugh. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I hope I'll see you soon. Bye bye.